can I give an impromptu input on here as an ecosystem builder that talks to all the startups and also talks to ecosystem builders as well? We've worked with Amazon AWS, so we were originally invited to be part of their AWS Activate program, where they partner with VCs and accelerators. Though AWS is very well known to the startups, it's not as an ecosystem builder. It's not a great experience, because what happens is they want to onboard everybody through a portal, and all they do is they just give you like a discount code and a unique link, and it just feels so impersonal, because you as an ecosystem builder, you want to facilitate connections for your network, because as a builder, it's about showing that you can facilitate those connections, and you have that. It just wasn't personal at all. Whereas we work with OVHcloud, and what happens is we share the material with the startup. They say they're interested. We introduce them to Philip. Philip has a call with them, answers all their questions, and then also if they need like a follow-up, like with FIDC, we did a follow-up with a technical architect. And because it's actually the developer himself, and he's very technical, who was able to throw lots of different questions, and we couldn't have even thought of that. We also work with Microsoft for startups, but we do so separately. So we've co-hosted events with them, for example, and they wrapped their cloud hosting into their program. So you have to apply to their accelerator program. Pre-COVID, they'd also physically incubate you, but a lot of the time the startups don't feel that they need the cloud. They just want to be kind of, they want free office space, let's say. So it's, and we haven't worked with Google Cloud, but I've just heard like mixed things about them, really. And the final thing I'd say is, and this is very important, is multi-cloud's very important right now for a lot of startups, a lot of technical startups. I know you get to been on other cloud providers and has got different complex setups. And the great thing about OVHcloud is there's no exclusivity. So even, I've signed the contract because we've also got credits as well. And they're very open with that, so the startups can be with different cloud providers, whereas in other cases, they would ask you to be like exclusively locked in. So yeah, and finally, I'd say it's all about the ecosystem, this ecosystem experience and so on, and literally like both Philip and Hiran and the rest of the OVH team, like if you're working with them as a partner, they're on social media, they're promoting you, they're sending new shots out, you're co-hosting events with them, and if you're a startup, they're trying to plug you into different networks and make different connections. And so I recall with Philip, we introduced you to a VR startup called Alternate States, and straight away you were able to plug him into a potential lead that was looking for a virtual supermarket, and they do virtual reality. So that's very important, whether you're a builder or you're a startup. So yeah, sorry to jump in, but I thought those two perspectives might help.
I think it was great, Costa. Thanks for those insights. Might I also ask maybe Yid, if you have just a remark on that as well? What's been for you as a startup? What have you seen as the maybe one or two key points of differentiate of working with OVHcloud?
Well, I'm actually living through a transition here. So our infrastructure was on Google Cloud, for example, and now we're in the process of moving things over. Already moved a few, but then it takes quite a lot of time and effort, really. So my experience with Google is, yes, they provide amazing services, and a lot of things are available immediately, and it works until it doesn't. And then when it doesn't work, you are practically on your own. You have to get help from community, start asking around, and in order to reach out to someone, actual person technical person who can actually help you with something, is at least a week or 10 days away, if not more, if it is at all possible. With OVH, I'm actually I was very surprised. It's very personal, and support is always there. just one email away, and you can set up calls and get together and talk and basically progress. And especially for a startup, time is very important for you. Resources are very important for you. You don't want to keep wasting your time trying to go over one issue. You can get stuck on that point. You have to move on. You have to continue. So from my experience, that personal support is a game changer. Something you wouldn't immediately get from other, big names in the market like AWS or Google, etc., or Azure. It is still available, but it's not immediately available, and it doesn't help you right away to go over your problem, basically.